right 10. So for unit 5, plug and chug systems. All right. So plug and chug is exactly what it says. You're taking a solution, plugging it into the system, and chugging out the answer. Okay. It's basically substituting and solving. So if we look at this example with A, B, C, and D, and it says solve the system of equations by graphing. Well, graphing, we could do it, but what if you're just like, man, I'm not good at graphing, self-intercept form, I don't get it. It's hard. We have graphing, okay, we have elimination, and then we have substitution. But let's say you forget all of those and you're stuck. All right. Well, we can plug and chug, just like I told you guys to check your answers. So what we're going to do here, we'll say our step 1. Okay. We're going to choose one equation to sub solutions into. Okay, we're going to pick one of these. It doesn't matter which one because they're a system, which means they go together. So no matter what we plug into them, one equation is going to tell us what we need to know. I'm probably going to pick this bottom one because it's got smaller numbers there. It's just going to, just me personally, I think it's going to make life easier. But you could choose the other one if you wanted to. Okay. So we're going to choose one answer or one problem. All right. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to start substituting solutions. Okay. So step 2, substitute solutions into equation to check if they work. All right, so we're just going to sub those in here. Okay, so we'll start with A. All right, 2.67 and -2. So if I take my equation here, we have negative 2x plus 3y equals -18. And we're going to sub those in. Now remember, I use parentheses to show substitution. It's always a good habit to have because when those number of parentheses are side by side, that's going to tell me to multiply. All right. So with this first one, this is x, this is y. So 2.67, and my y is -2. That's a terrible -2. My goodness. And we're just going to multiply. And when we multiply and add these up, if this equation works, it should be -18 equals -18. So -2 times 2.67, I did that yesterday. I'm going to do that real quick right here on my phone because it's going to erase all my stuff if I try to do another way. 2.67 times -2, -5.34 plus, well, we ain't going to put plus. I almost broke my own rule there. 3 times -2 is -6. Use your sign to determine your operation. Equals -18. Now, I'm no genius, but I know I don't have to add that. If I add that up, it's not anywhere close to -18. Because -5 and -6 is -11, and that's like 0.34. So this one definitely does not work. So it can't be A. Okay. I know some of you are sitting at home right now going, oh, this is going to take forever. Well, probably, yeah, but this is kind of a way if maybe you don't understand things, it's kind of like you're getting out of jail free card. So if you're lost, if you're stuck, you know you can always go here. Maybe extra work, but you can always go here. So A does not work. So we're going to try it again for a different one. So let's look at B. -2x plus 3y equals -18. Use parentheses, show substitution. Have x and y here. So -2 times -3 plus 3 times -8 equals -18. -2 and -3 is 6. Almost did it again. 3 times -8 is -24 equals -18. And 6 minus 24, -18. Does -18 equal -18? Yes, it does. We have found our solution. B is our answer there. Okay. And yesterday I did try the y-intercept trick. But if you look, the y-intercepts and all of them, -4, -6, -4, -6, -4, -6, -4, -6. So it's like, ugh, now we're not doing it. So you can try all avenues, but plug and chug, if you're completely lost, okay, you can go to plug and chug. It's always a good thing to have in your back pocket. Like I said, to get out of jail free card there, okay? And something to remember. I say make math your own lot. Plug and chug is like fifth, sixth grade concept. So we're using fifth or sixth grade math to solve an eighth grade concept. Okay? So it is okay to use lower level math to solve upper level math. It's an extra work, yeah, but it doesn't mean you don't know what you're doing. Okay? Let's look at number two. Number two is a little smaller. It don't have any graphs. It says, what is the solution of the system of equations? So we're trying to find the solution. Okay? Let's say we're stuck again, and we don't, substitution didn't make sense to us, elimination didn't make sense to us, and we're just really confused on graphing. But we're going to use process of elimination. We're going to take these choices, plug them in, and see what works. So first step, let's choose an equation. I'm going to choose the bottom one because I think it's easier to add 1 to something than 3. Just saying. So again, let's just start with A. I know I have X and Y. So I'm going to use parentheses show substitution. My Y value is -1 and my X value is -2. And we're going to solve, and both sides should equal each other. So I have -1 here, 3 times -2, -6. And -6 plus 1 is -5. -5 does not equal -1, therefore it cannot be A. So we've eliminated A as a suspect. All right, let's look at B. Let's sub in Y is -2 equals 3 times -1 plus 1. So I have X and Y. And then we have -2 here. 3 and -1 is -3 plus 1. -3 plus 1 is -2. -2 equals -2. Therefore, B is our answer. Both of them check out. They both equal each other. So B is my answer there. Okay. And we're not going to do the rest of these. We're just going to do a couple of examples. All right. Because you're substituting and solving, labeling your X and Y. Now you don't have to label, but it's always a good idea to, because it's always a good reference. Because there are times where you got all these numbers in your head, you got all this stuff you're trying to think about, and sometimes simplifying things for your brain is a good thing. Okay. All right. So let's look at the next part. Number of solutions. This will be quick. Okay. Let's go back to my mouse here. Oh, wrong button. All right. So we're looking at number of solutions, or not number, I'm sorry, types of solutions, not bad. Types of solutions, and this is for systems. I'll put parentheses up here, systems. So the first one we're going to look at is obviously what we've been doing is one solution. So with systems, one solution means we have 1 point, an X and a Y, okay? So one solution, you just have your X and Y, all right? It's 1 point on a graph. And remember, this is the intersection point, okay? I'm gonna put out here intersection. Okay, it's where they intersect. So it's just, you have X equals something, Y equals something, or it's just 1 point on the graph, it's where they intersect. It's when you just have one solution for your system, okay? And that's kind of what we've been doing. We only have one solution. So now you may be thinking, well, how can we have no solutions or infinite solutions? All right. No solution. All right, right, this is when you solve and maybe x eliminates itself and x does not equal anything. It just kind of goes away and y doesn't equal anything. Okay, so no solution is x or y can't be solved, or you have parallel lines. Okay, parallel lines, or you can think about this as same slope. So obviously, with systems, if you have a solution, you have an intersection point. Okay, parallel lines do not intersect. They go on and on and on forever, and they never touch. So if your two system lines are parallel, they don't intersect at all. Okay, that's how you can have no solution. So then, how can we have infinite? Infinite solution would basically be like the same equation for the same line. So when you graph them, they pretty much lie right on top of each other. Okay, which means if I have a graph here, if this is this line, that's one system, and then when I graph the other system, it is the exact same line. Okay, that means I have infinite number of solutions. No matter what x and y are, it's always the same solution. Okay, so we can have infinite. So for the same equation, the same line. So you might be thinking like same equations, you're not going to get a system that looks like this. Y equals 3x plus 7 and y equals 3x plus 7. Okay, it may look like this. It may be y equals 3x plus 7 and I don't know, negative 3x plus y equals 7. Though that might be your system. So right out of the gate, you look at that, you may not notice they're exact same equations. Okay, because if I solve for y down here, I would add 3x to both sides to get my equation. Okay, and then they would change the same. But just by looking at that, you may not notice that those are exactly the same. Okay, so that's our three types of solutions there.